Today is the 22nd of August 2023, and I'd like to talk about more averages and group data. Okay, group data. We've seen a lot of data questions and we've done single data. Okay, and we use that to do mean, to find mean, range, median, and mode. Okay, now we want to look at group data. Before I start the lesson, thank you to everyone who has been watching our videos. Okay, thank you very much. If these videos are helping you, please consider subscribing, sharing, liking, and following us, etc., upon which platform you are watching from. Okay, and then also in the comment section, I normally write, please follow my notes and scripts. Okay, what that means is when I finish making the videos, I go over, I watch the video before I upload. Okay, and then after doing that, when I upload, I watch it again to see how it came through. Okay, so for instance, if we are looking at this set of numbers 1, 3, and 5, and then you hear 5, maybe I'm going to say 3 and I say 5. Okay, please, it will be a 3. Okay, because if I say 155, it's 135. Okay, there are not a lot of this, but I just want to ask you to follow. That's why I video a portion at a time, so as if I'm writing in the classroom and I'm going along. Okay, or I'm writing and wiping, so that it's not so bulky. For instance, if I show you all this at once, you might get confused. But as I do it in sections like that, and I explain to you the motive behind the question and how to solve the questions, it becomes a lot easier for you to understand. So please follow the notes. Okay, then please beware of scammers. I won't send you a friend request. Okay, if I send you a friend request, then maybe you are my friend, that I know you and you know me, and you know that that is my page. Okay, but I won't just randomly send you a friend request to get access to your messenger so that I can ask you for money for an orphanage somewhere that doesn't exist. I do not have an orphanage. Okay, and if I want to help a charity, I would donate myself how much I can afford. Okay, I wouldn't be asking you if you've heard about a charity that you are interested and you want to donate. Yes, but I won't send you foreign numbers, other things, and be sending you message on WhatsApp and to ask you, please, it's not me. Okay, and it's not anyone around me, and it's not anybody I live with. These are scammers, so ignore them and block them. or report them if they persist. Okay. Now, recap. We did some more averages last lesson. Okay. Those were single daters. So yesterday I wanted to revisit that again because I wanted to straight away show you an example on group data. Okay, so yesterday we did a single data, okay, with shop 1 and shop 2, okay, and then we looked at their mode, mean, and median, and range examples. So mode, median, mean, and range examples of the visit that occurs with them. Okay, today I want to quickly bring a starter. You remember in probability we did some sample space diagrams. Okay, it's in one of our videos when we considered 2 coins, and then we considered a coin and a die, and then we did 2 dice, and then we used the sample space diagrams to find all the possible outcomes that we can, so that it will make it easier for us when solving some probability questions. Okay, today for the starter, I thought, assuming they didn't ask you to do the whole die, and they said consider the outcome of 1, 3, and 5, or 1, 3, and 7, okay, outcome using a sample space, because the question doesn't involve all the die. Okay, are you going to do a sample space for the full die or for this set? So I wanted to show you how a sample space of some chosen numbers. So assuming they gave you 4 sets of numbers, then on one side you will list them, and on that side you will list them. You want 2 outcomes, remember. You don't want all the 3. Okay, the question wants you to consider the possible outcomes. Okay, so here you use the sample space diagram for 1, 3, and 5. Okay, it's not a die here. They've chosen some numbers for you. So if you do the sample space diagram, you have 1 and 1, 1 and 3, 1 and 5, 3 and 1, 3 and 3, 3 and 5, 5 and 1, so 5 there, 1 there, so 5 and 1, 5 and 3, 5 and 5. So here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 outcomes. And then you use this sample space diagram to solve the questions that will follow. But here, unlike the 2 dice that you have 36 outcomes, here you have only 9 outcomes. So if they ask you, for instance, to get an outcome that are odd, all these outcomes are odd numbers, okay? But if they ask you to get an outcome that is a total of 6, then you consider 5, 1, 3, 3, and 1, 5. I hope I'm clear. Okay, so this is it. I just wanted to start the lesson by reminding you that it's not always, it's at times they twist the question a bit. So if they're not asking you to do the full die, don't do that. You need to save time. Okay, so this is one. Now, the second one I want us to look at, they said list all the possible outcomes for the set 1, 3, and 5. So here you are listing all the possible outcomes for this set. So you are looking at this all together, but you can't use this to do a sample space diagram. Okay, so what will you do? So you list 1, 3, and 5 as your first outcome. Okay, because we need all the three showing up together. So assuming you have yellow, blue, and green, okay, and you want to list all the possible outcomes for yellow, blue, and green, okay, you are not going to use this method. You are going to, so for instance, assuming my first instance I have 1, 3, and 5, you need to do it systematically. So on my second layer, I'll have 1, 3, and 5. Okay, and then I know that on the flip side, I can have 1, 5, and 3. So this is the first layer. Okay, so the second one, I'll flip it around and write 5 and 3. So now, if I follow this arrow, okay, I have 1, 3, and 5. So I have 1, 3, and 5. That will be my first outcome. Okay, then the second one is 1, 5, and 3. That will be my second outcome. So the first outcome is 1, second outcome is 3, third outcome is 5. First 1, second 5, third 3. Now the third one, the second one here is 3. So since I've brought 3 out, the other two numbers will be 1 and 5. And then when I flip them around, it will be 5 and 1. So I have 3, 1, 5, a third set, 3, 5, 1, fourth set. Okay, then the third number is 5. So if I take 5, 1, I'm left with 1 and 3. And then I flip it around, I have 3 and 1. Okay, so now I have 5, 1, and 3, 5, 3, and 1. So here, if I want to, the probability of the the probability of the set 1, 3, and 5, okay, the whole set, okay, 1, 3, and 5, then my possible outcomes will be 6, because I have 1, 3, and 5, 1, 5, and 3, 3, 1, and 5, 5, 3, 5, and 1, 5, 1, and 3, 5, 3, and 1. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so instead of using the sample space diagram, I have broken them down systematically. Okay, this is called systematic listing. This is also systematic, but because we need only two, like die 1, die 2, we need only 2 set of outcomes. We can use the sample space diagram. But here we need 3 sets of the outcome at the same time. So there is no table that can help us do this. So the only way we can do it is to do systematic listing. Okay, if you do it long enough, you become used to it. Okay, so I might bring a lot of this for our starter lesson so that we work around it, so that we get used to this as well. But we've done a lot of sample spacing. Okay, so by now you should be this should be familiar to you. If you've not, we've done a lot in our previous videos, but I might bring some starter that will help us look at this. Today we are going to look at group data. So far we've been looking at datas like single datas. They'll rearrange them, and then we have to find the mean, mode. Okay, but now this is ages in a community. Okay, this is an assumed age in a certain community. I don't know. Okay, now because it's age and we want to group them together. Okay, we cannot make it overlap. So normally when they give you the data, you have to group them yourself. Okay, you have to group them yourself. So what I did here is, okay, I did this myself. So next time I'll bring a full set of data, and then I'll group them together, and then I'll use the tally. Okay, and I'll do that. That means I have to add an extra section. But today, because of time, I wanted to, because I knew I was going to spend some time with our starter. Okay, now look at the ages. They can't overlap here. Okay, some other if you are doing another type, it can, but in this case it can't overlap. So the ages, for instance, if you do 1 to 21 and 21 to 41, where are you going to put your 21? You have 2 places for 21. So it's 1 to 20. Okay, I decided to take 0 to 1 out in the ages, and then 21 to 40, 41 to 60, 61 to 80, 81 to 100, 101 to 120, 121 to 140, 141 to 160. Okay, now you have to find the midpoint. Okay, the midpoint is the upper class. This is your upper class. Everything here is your upper class. Everything there is your lower class. Okay, so you have to, your upper class plus your lower class divided by 2. That will give you your midpoint. Okay, so if you do all this, okay, you get 10.5, 30.5, 50.5, 70.5, 90.5, 110.5, 130.5, 150.5. So what I just read out to you is the midpoint, which is X. Okay, this is X. Don't forget. Okay, so it's your upper class plus your lower class. So if you consider 1 to 20, your upper class is 20, your lower class is 1, which is 21 divided by 2. So you add them, and that will be 10.5. So this is why we have 10.5 here. If you consider this, 40 add 21, so 40 add 21 divided by 2, and you get 30.5. So this is what we have here. Then the third one, 60 add 41 divided by 2. So 60 add 41 divided by 2, which is 50.5, and on and on and on. So look at it. So you can quickly use your calculator to do this. That will be the midpoint age, which is X. Okay, so we've grouped our data here, and then we found the midpoint. Okay, now we need the X. Okay, because it's grouped, it's not single like we've been doing. Okay, we need this X. Okay, now the frequency from a full set of data, okay, we need to look for it. So when we group the ages, okay, we realize that we have 24 people in the community between 1 and 20 years, 36 between 21 and 40, 18 between 41 and 60, 21 between 60 and 80, 12 people between the ages of 81 and 100, 7 between the ages of 101 and 120, 4 between the ages of 121 and 140, and 3 between the ages of 141 and 160. So when we add all the people from the set of data we got 125. Okay, so this is what we have, 125. You know, I said this is called sigma, and the frequency, so the total of all the people in this community is 125. Okay, we've ignored people less than 1 year. Okay, so from age 1 to 160, we've grouped them. We found the midpoint of each age group. Okay, and then we've used the data we've given to find the frequency. Okay, I'm here. I hope I'm clear on that. Now, so this is the total summation of frequency, a sample of 21 people. Okay, but we are talking about age here, not the people. So we can have numbers to 1 decimal places. We can round it up because you can be 21 years and 5 months. Okay, you can be 39 years and 4 months. Okay, so even if your birthday is you are going to be 40 years next year, 41 the next day, the day we took the data, you are still 40. Okay, so you fall in this group. Okay, now the important bit here, okay, this is the midpoint, and that is the frequency. Okay, we need to find the frequency times the midpoint. So here you use your calculator. Okay, this is how we find group data. Okay, it's not like the single data where you just add them and divide by the number you have. You need to find the midpoint of the group okay, that you formed, and then multiply by the frequency. So this is why this is your frequency, and that's your x, your midpoint. Okay, so now 10.5 times 24. If you use the calculator, you get 252, sorry. 30.5 times 36, you get 1098. 50.5 times 18, you get 909. So if you multiply all the midpoint together, okay, that way you get this answer here. That's why you write F times S. So for each group, you are going to multiply the midpoint by the frequency. And then when you finish, you total everything you've got in that table, which is sigma fx. Okay, because we need that to find the mean. I hope I'm clear. Okay, so I've done it with the calculator. So you can take your calculator now, pause the table, and do it. So midpoint times the frequency, midpoint times the frequency, put it in this table, okay? Or you can use my table, use the calculator. I want you to become familiar with the calculator yourself, and add everything after you've multiplied, okay? Add everything, and you should get 6572.5. That is the total. Okay, now I've shown you how to do the add the upper class to the lower class, okay, and divide by 2. That is how you get your midpoint x. Okay, that is it. So I've shown you that. Now to get the mean age, okay, you need the total of everything in this column. That's why we added it. So sigma fx, okay, sigma fx means the frequency times the midpoint, divided by sigma f, your frequency. This is total or summation. Okay, so now the mean age here is sigma fx, which you've done in the table. Okay, so you use this number, which is 6572.5, all divided by sigma f, so which is 125. So after multiplying, you need to divide this by this. Okay, so that is the formula here, and that will give you your mean age. Unlike the single data, we add all the data and divide by the number of data there are. In the group data, you need to find the midpoints, multiply by the frequency, total the frequency, total what you get when you multiply each frequency by the midpoint, total that column as well. Okay, and then you divide the summation of fx over f. So summation of fx over x in the table is 6572.5 divided by 125. So when you do that on the calculator, you get 52.58. Okay, so approximate to 1 decimal place. Okay, let me write it here so that, okay, to 1 decimal place, okay, is equal to 52.6 years. Of course, we can have 52.6 years because somebody can be 52 years and some months. Okay, so the last day of your 52 years, you are not yet 53. So we can leave our answer here as 52.6 mean years. Okay, we are finding the mean age. Okay, so the mean age here is 52.6. Unlike in yesterday's video, we couldn't do that because it is visitors visiting the shop. So we have to count each person as one. But here is age. Okay, you can have somebody who is 20 years and 8 months. So if you want to change it into decimals, you can have 20 point something years. Okay, so that is why we left our answer this way. Now the middle age or the median age. Okay, so the middle age or the median age, so first of all is sigma f divided by 2. Now look at it. Your frequency here is 125. Then you divide by 2, which is 62.5. Okay, so you need to go and start again. Okay, the first 20 years is 24. When you add 24 to 36, you get 60 here. 24 to 36 is 60. So you'll be in this age group. Okay, but they say it's in the 62.5 age range here. So you've just got into this age range. So when you add the next age group, which is 18, you get 78 there. Okay, so 24 plus 36 plus 18. So the first 3, okay, will give you the middle or the median age. You remember, if you have single data, it's the middle number, or if there are 2 middle numbers, you divide by 2. But with group data, you divide the frequency by 2, and then whatever you get, you have to look at the frequency. So our median age will fall in this group here. Okay, so our median age will be 40 to 60 here, because the 62.5 age group will be the third one if you add the first 3 frequency. Okay, it is not in this group and it's not in that group. It will be in that group. Okay, just by adding the frequency and dividing by 2. Okay, so 62.5 age falls in the group 41 to 60. So that will be our median age group or our middle age group. Okay, now the modal age group is the age group with the highest frequency. So looking at the table again, the highest frequency is 36. So straight away, the modal age group is 21, okay, to 40. So that's the modal age group. So our modal age group is 21 to 40. Now the range of age is between 1 and 160. So it's 159. So you don't have to do this table. I guess they need to summarize everything. So if you look at the result of finding of the averages from the group data we have, The mean age group which we found, okay, using this formula is 52.6. So the mean age group here, okay, is 52.6 years, 1 decimal place, okay, in the community. Now the median age group, which I explained to you, you divide the frequency by 2, so it will be 62.5. Okay, so when you add the first 3 frequency, you get 78. So the median age group will fall between 40 to 60 years. So that is the median age group. The modal age group is the group that has the highest frequency. So if we look at the data again, 36 is the highest frequency, occurs between 21 and 40. Okay, so that is the modal age group. That is 21, that is the group. Okay, the range of age is 159. Okay, remember again, age of a person, so we can have it in decimals. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you today about group data. Okay, so this is our first example. We will come back again and do more examples on that. Okay, so a quick recap. We are still looking at averages, but this time today we have looked at a group data and how to solve it. Okay, we don't have to overlap our groups, so our groups you shouldn't overlap the group, because if it's 1 to 20 and 20 to 40, your midpoint might not be equal. Okay, and also you might not, if you had 21 here, 20 here, and 20 here, if somebody is 20, where are you going to tally them? Okay, so you should remember that. Okay, thank you for watching today's lesson, and I'll see you in the next lesson.